What is this? Parlor of the Five Phases. Is Algernon here? Crafty Zoo. Okay, it's not Algernon. Unfortunately, it's not. It's not Algernon. Crafty. This is Shoe. Crafty Shoe. Mild scent, sweet, and slightly herbal is the first thing you notice upon entering the old shop. Its quarters are cramped, made smaller by the display cases and furniture packed inside. The walls are lined with bookshelves, and the tables and chairs are stacked with old tomes. A few titles jump out at you: Lucid Dreaming, An Exploration of the Inner Self, Dream Logic, Nocturnal Visitations. Overall, the place feels lived in, if disorganized, not quite cluttered, but close. Milling at the front of the store is the shopkeeper. Lost in a book of her own, she's tall for a human, probably close to 2 meters in height. Holy crap. Her physique is typical bookworm, not overweight, but you can't see any muscular definition either. A wraparound tattoo covers her upper arms and shoulders, but from where you're standing you can't quite make it out. She fidgets. Gradually her eyes rise from her book and lock onto you. She's a giant woman. Welcome. Don't believe I've seen you before. She sits down her book and sweeps a strand of black and pink hair behind her ear. Name's Crafty. Okay. SCKC, nice to meet you. She shakes your hand. Her grip is surprisingly firm. So, SCKC, what can I do for you? I've got spells, alchemical reagents, foci, whatever you want, really. Might have to do some digging to find it, but if it's magical, it's around here somewhere. Say, Crafty, have you had any vivid dreams lately? Her face is unreadable. Her eyes lock onto yours. As a matter of fact, I have, SCKC. But we all get the occasional vivid dream, nothing special there. Gesture to the books on the tabletop, really? Then why are you reading up on them? She flicks her wrist dismissively. Sure, it's a little weird that we are having them. But these types of dreams are common in the walled city. Nothing to get all worked up about, probably. Oh, they're common in the walled city? So there's something lives in the walled city, and it's expanding. It's growing outwards. Is what's going on. They're common? Explain. She nods. Common as the code. My mother devoted her life to researching the walled city and the magical phenomena within it. So I grew up with stories about the city, the recurrent creepy dreams being one of them. I've never been inside the walled city myself, but Mom went in pretty regularly and experienced the dreams. Alright, so something's going on with Kowloon. Your mom sounds like an interesting person. This sides of her mouth dipped into a shallow frown. Sure, she was interesting, but not praiseworthy. What else do you know about the walled city? Very little, just that my mother spent most of her time in there, and she shifts her weight, leans into the counter. Well, it messed her up. Is there something specific you want to know about? What can you tell me about the city? She runs a hand through her hair, exhales. Where to begin? The walled city's always been a hellhole. It started a bad place. It's still a bad place. Crime's drawn to it like a magnet, and you can't enter the city without a security guard on each elbow. But not even that will guarantee you safe passage. No one famous or rich or memorable has ever come from the place. And the only thing it's known for around here is its shitty reputation. She shrugs loosely. That's about the gist of it. Now, there's a whole library here that just so happens to be the foremost location for walled city texts. I'm sure you can fill in the blanks. I get the feeling your relationship with your mother was unusual. You better believe it. She was obsessed with the walled city, put it before everyone in her life. Mom ate, slept, and breathed that city. Was something fueling her obsession? Yeah, actually. Mom was convinced that something was wrong with the place, that it was cursed in some way, polluted with unnaturally bad qi. She'd visit the city under the protection of the Yellow Lotus and spend hours, sometimes days, studying it. Crafty tears her eyes away from the books and returns her gaze to you. Mother was consumed by her research. Did she ever find anything? She sure tried. Mom thought she could find a way to purify the place and to exorcise its demons. Her obsession with the walled city grew, and she devoted more and more of her life to breaking its curse. Wish I could say she fell off the radar, but really, the rest of the world fell off of hers. I'm sorry, Crafty, that must have been hard for you. It is what it is, and here I am. Crafty gives you a warm smile. It sounds to me like you don't believe in your mother's research. You can see Crafty studying you. She exhales through her nose, and it seems as if she is considering something. I know we've just met, SCKC, but you have a generous ear. I don't mind discussing my mother with you as long as we keep the details between us. Okay. Mother's research was stupid. Just plain stupid. Dum-dum. Mum was dum-dum. She wasn't stupid herself, no. Mum was very bright, but her obsession was downright unhealthy. Anyone could see that. The walled city is a toxic place, home to dark spirits and astral influence. But Mum believed in a singular curse at the heart of the place. When you say toxic, what do you mean? My mother failed to change the walled city, and the time she spent inside there changed her. She grew sickly and became moody, irritable. She suffered from night terrors for the rest of her life. Crafty languidly sweeps a small clump of dust off a nearby book. It must have been difficult to watch her decline like that. She points a finger at you. It wasn't just that. The breaking point for me was her ridiculous obsession. I refused to indulge her, and it drove a wedge between us. Neither of us were willing to relent. A small bitter laugh escapes her throat. I guess we had that in common, stubborn to the end. I mean, maybe she was right. Maybe the place was cursed. Maybe you should have helped her break the curse. So after Mum died, I turned my back on her work, and I left the walled city and its people to themselves. It's a toxic site beyond rehabilitation. I do my best to ignore it. Can I look at your mother's research? Her composure breaks for a second, and you can see Crafty shift nervously behind the counter. At least I've tried. Now that these dreams, these nightmares, are leaking out of the walled city, I wonder if I can still ignore it. I don't know what any of this, like, we always have a choice. What's that supposed to mean? What a disaster. How can you sleep at night? Your mother was out of line. You did the right thing. Oh, did she? We always have a choice. You're right, but not everyone's choices are weighted evenly, and I just don't think I can turn a blind eye to what's happening here. She loosely gestures to the bookshelves all over the shop. I have my mother's journals. I have the means to try and help. It's sure to dredge up bad memories, but if we help my friends, maybe it'll be worth it, I don't know. I guess I have a lot to think about. She crosses her arms and wraps her fingers against her skin. Anyway, thanks for lending me that ear of yours. I've been thinking about the dreams. Can I ask you something? Go ahead. Why do you think they're affecting people outside the walled city? It's definitely strange. Until now, I always thought the dreams were nonsense, that my mother just had night terrors because of her madness. She props her chin up with her right hand. But now it's really happening, and it's not just to me, to others around Hioi. Those same psychic forces that drove Mum insane are edging into our subconscious. Lately I've been wondering if there might have been something to her ravings. Maybe. I've been skeptical for so long, it feels almost blasphemous to consider it. Well, we're all dreaming now, Shu. Maybe the walled city's curse is real. I just don't know. Maybe you can learn something from your mother's journals, where you have the means to find out. Of all the people here, you have the greatest advantage when it comes to investigating these dreams. Maybe you can learn something from your mom's journals. That's true, but my mother's notes are scattered all over the shop. Most of her research is scrawled into the margins of the books that you see on the shelves and stacks all over. The clues we need to figure this thing out could be in any of those volumes, and there are thousands of them. Well, you better start soon then. I have a bad feeling about these dreams, Crafty. If there's anything we can do to get to the bottom of them, we need to take that opportunity. This isn't just about you or your mom, this is about everyone who's having these dreams, and you can help them all. But with the dream's reach spreading, can you really afford to let all this knowledge just sit here? I have a bad feeling about these dreams, Crafty. She sighs, straightens up. Yeah, I know what I have to do, it's just... Damn, look at them all. She tiredly looks down at the book she was reading earlier. Guess I won't be finishing this one anytime soon. Alright, SCKC, I'm gonna get started now. But it will take time. The House of Five Phases is jammed from floor to ceiling with books, and any one of them could hold valuable information. Check in once in a while, and I'll share my findings with you. Oh, cool. Thanks. Sure thing, keep me updated. You're doing the right thing, I'll do what I can too. If I have time, alright, I'll do what I can too. Thanks, I appreciate that. Is this your store, or do you just work here? It's mine. I inherited it from my mom. As you can see, she generously left me all her research journals. Mom was never a big cleaner, but neither am I. My mom used to keep spirits around that helped her manage the place. They're not here anymore, but sometimes I swear my books aren't where I last placed them. Who knows, maybe they'll pop by for visits. I just wish they clean while they're here. What makes this store so special? It's old, respectable, built over a dragon line. Oh. She slightly tilts her head to the side. We also carry texts unavailable anywhere else. But I guess for me, I'm drawn to this place by the nostalgia. How do you like working here? It's a job, can't complain. What's the name of the store? It's a cultural thing. The 5 phases represent wood, earth, fire, water, fire, and metal. Some people believe they are the basis of how things function and interact in this world. You'll find it practiced all throughout China, in disciplines ranging from farming to science, even music. The theory isn't common among younger generations, but it has its uses. My mother was strongly influenced by it. In fact, our sign out front is a visual representation of the cycle of the 5 phases. It was an inspiration to her. I think it just looks neat. Alright. What are you selling? Okay, what should I buy? Requires Conjuring 1. Oh, this is a Shaman spell. So this is the spellcasting one. Shamanic Ritual Garb. 3 armor, but it doesn't have anything else. These tattered robes would impart little protection if not for the latent magic still imbued in them. It's magical. Chain lightning? Required intelligence. Don't I have intelligence 3? No, I have willpower. Wait a minute. Spellcast. Wait, why does that require intelligence? Hold on. Chain lightning. Next 2 closest characters. Spell focus life siphon. Initiate level blood magic. Practiced by the mages of Aslan. If target is damaged by the spell, cast it gains 4 HP per round for 2 rounds. Pierces up to 2 armor. That sounds cool. Spellcasting 3, intelligence 1. Lightning bolt 1. So different spells have different requirements? Damage 8 and it heals you. That sounds kind of cool, right? Cooldown 3. Lightning bolt cooldown 3. Mana ball. Magical explosion that pierces up to 2 armor. Mind wipe. Target ignores all enemies. Charisma 3. Stun bolt. Stun spell which does -1 AP to the target. Dispels any ongoing magical effect. Acid stream. Ongoing 6 HP for 1 round. Strips 1 armor. Flamethrower, damage 12. This is just kind of good, right? So like, cooldown 1, damage 12. I think that's like the biggest damage. Right? Lightning bolt, damage 10, cooldown 3. I kind of want life siphon. flamethrower? Cause this is cooldown 1, you can just spam it. Strip armor. Aim 1, strip armor, shaman. Bunch of fetishes. This fetish grants +1 spell power. Interesting. The self gives you healing. So what I want to do is I want to take this for self-healing. I want to take this for just like 12 damage every turn. And then I can also buy the armor. Right? Do I want to buy anything else? I can't do that. I can definitely use those. Can't use acid bolt. Acid stream, a stream of acid that does ongoing. I mean, you don't need that many different types of magic. It does strip armor though. Aim increases target's chance to hit by 8 to 12. Does not stack, last 2 rounds. Distraction decreases target's chance to hit by 12, last 1 round. Let's go for aim, just in case. And then I can't use the shaman stuff. Alright, let's go ahead and buy those. Change outfit. Great. And we already have the spells. Confirm. Tell me about yourself, Crafty. What do you do when you're not at work? I've been pretty crunched here at the shop, so I don't have a lot of time outside of work, but when I'm off the clock, I like to read and paint, maybe kick back and enjoy a meal with my friends. My buddy Gobbet sometimes stop by with food. No drag racing or anything, pretty boring. Oh hey, I know Gobbet. Wonder if they're the same person. How many Gobbets are there? You know a lot of Gobbets? I'm sure they're one and the same. She's a good person, we're not real close, but we have a pleasant relationship. Chatting over French fries, discussing our latest reads, you know, shadow things. How do you know her? We work together. She and Isabel got me out of a tough spot. Good. Keep her by her side. Gobbet's pretty fluent in the ways of the city and the people who live here. She knows her stuff. If you stick with her, you'll find yourself in a lot less trouble than you would otherwise. Alright, good. You said you paint. Just for fun. I don't make any money off of it or anything like that. I just find it relaxing. Design my tattoos, but that's about the extent that I take it beyond the canvas. I like to see your paintings sometimes. Why am I... Some of them around the shop. You're welcome to take a look. What do you like to read? Aside from the usual, I love sitting down each morning to a tall cup of soy calf with the latest news stream on hand. I pop it right open to the obituaries. Makes for great reading. Kidding. Well, for all you know. I tend to stray towards detective novels, maybe some suspense and horror. When I'm not reading for leisure, I study my textbooks to keep my magic sharp. Alright, I don't know why we're asking about that stuff. Your mother sounds like quite amazed. Did you study magic too? I sure did. Natural predisposition. Or whatever, but Mom and I learned the craft differently. I went to a university and she was book-taught. Mom was very old school. Her magic wasn't as applicable to everyday situations, and it was rooted in superstitions. It still worked and well, but only for more ritualistic ancient spells. Practical spells like rain shields and bottomless trash cans were outside of her repertoire. Is Crafty really your first name? No. The name started out as a joke, actually. Back home, my mom used to call me Crafty since the meaning is similar to my given name. I liked it because of the way it sounds. I insisted that my family call me Crafty, so it became a sort of nickname around the house. When I got older and started school in Hong Kong, I made my mum register me as Crafty and it stuck. So what's your given name? Meow. Yes, like a cat. You craft foreigners always make that same joke, which is why I grew up hating meow. Call me crafty. Uh, oh, mew. Mew. Okay, I am meow. I'm just thinking like, which Chinese word is she talking about? Yeah, it's meow. Alright, back at... thanks, crafty. Alright, we found the magic shop. I bought some stuff, changed my clothes.